What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here for Tasty Loot Gaming, doing a tasty bit talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake's demo. If you don't know, somehow that came out a couple days ago. Seems like everybody's played it at this point. If you haven't, stay tuned. Well, first off, go play it. And if you don't have a way to do that, or you're curious about my experience through it, stay tuned till the end of this episode. I'll have my full playthrough of the demo from beginning to end if you want to check that out. And for anybody else, like I said, if you're curious about how it went for me, stay tuned as well. But we're going to be having a general conversation about our impressions of the demo. Just for clarity, I have played the demo or a prior version of the demo at E3, but it was only it started at the reactor part and then to the end. So this was actually a different experience for me. So I'm pretty excited to be able to talk about that. I'm also excited that everybody has gotten a chance to play it, so they can finally talk to me about it. Because I feel like I saw Bigfoot, and finally everybody saw Bigfoot. So, but yeah, we both played the demo as it is now, and yeah. So, what are some of your general thoughts on the demo for this remake? Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it? And yeah.
Well, I'm definitely very happy with it. We've been watching stuff on it, since they announced it, since they brought it back in house, they started showing stuff off again for it, type of thing. And it went from originally feeling like they were just making Final Fantasy 15 with Final Fantasy 7 on top of it to feeling, or them coming out and telling us they're making their own version of 7, and then finally like getting to see it and now try it. It definitely takes a little bit of inspiration from 15, but it's completely its own game. It is, to steal a quote from a YouTuber I watch, smooth as butter the whole time you're playing it. It's very impressive. Like, combat flows the whole time, is really just great to look at, as well as like it's simple enough to do, but also there's enough like strategy elements to it to still make it feel like an RPG, which I really enjoy too.
Unless you're a certain guy from Kotaku who had an issue with the very advanced systems of swinging while pausing the game, going through menus, and deciding if you want to heal or use an ability.
Yeah, there's one attack button, so that's really baffling to me.
Well, unless you're playing Barrett, you have the triangle. Everybody's got their own kind of extended move, but the point stands. It's pretty fucking straightforward,
right? And it has a mode where it'll do that for you if you really want.
Yeah.
So
I didn't try the classic mode.
I don't either.
Anytime I've played this, so
I feel like the game would feel too slow for me at that point. Which some people might want.
Well, it also defaults the game to easy, which I don't dig, because I want to play it as what I assume the game's intended to feel like. I feel like they've made that just to have a middle ground between people who are like purists and people I don't know, who might not like the experience, I guess, that they're offering with this. I've already seen, and it's been rare, but I've already seen people on Twitter saying that they're kind of upset that the game is not like the original and that they don't like the new combat, which I think, as long as you're, being objective about it, it's a fair complaint to have, right?
I think that was bound to happen.
Sure.
So,
but yeah, if you're just like, fuck this, I hate it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, to each their own. But,
for sure. And not everyone's going to dig action games, so...
yeah.
And it is very much an action game when you play it.
And it is very much a remix, so it's a reimagining.
Yeah.
In the sense of, like, gameplay.
For sure. And as much as, like, I could kind of understand and sympathize with you want to see that old game with better graphics, that old game does still technically exist.
Yeah,
still.
This doesn't get rid of the original.
Yeah. So you could still buy that on pretty much every platform and still play it. And it's still a great game. Obviously it's not going to look the same, but that's 100%. Really kind of the only thing there. I think one of the first things that really kind of struck me, though, is as soon as you start up the demo, you get the prelude, and just immediately get... And, we hear prelude in every Final Fantasy thing, but everyone has, like, little tweaks to it for its version of the game, and the nostalgia just immediately washes over you as soon as you see
Final Fantasy VII's prelude is one of the first times that song hit me in a way that it became iconic to me. Other games do it even to this day, but Final Fantasy VII's rendition of it, the original one and now this new one, which is amazing, is still my favorite easily. It brings back a lot of really good memories, but it also brings me back to when I was a kid and this was all new. And this was a big, like a big brand new thing. One of the first like major storytelling experiences in PlayStation's time. So there's just a lot of weight to that song for me. But that's something that I feel like we're going to talk about a lot anyway in our impressions of this. Is the soundtrack to this is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's very good.
All those songs are already amazing, and they're all done in a more simplistic way back when they were originally released. To hear them redone with full-on orchestras and to be redone in really creative ways is just a fucking treat. Every time I hear these songs, they haven't gotten old since I originally played the games, and I can't imagine them getting old now. But like even the songs like bum 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 do 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 do, that song in the remake is completely different, but still has elements of that in it. But it's now like this full-on more orchestral version. Yeah, that's less synthy.
Yeah, it still gets to feel ominous, which is nice, because that's definitely like it was super ominous feeling when it was out there, and you still get that feeling with it getting to be a more complex version of that song now. Yeah. But it didn't wash away that feeling, which is
no. If anything, I was listening to the song and I was really enjoying it, the way it sounded, but then I heard those elements, I'm like, oh shit, there was an excitement to it. So it's not even like still appreciating it. I was like, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
It's just completely different. It's not even like a slight tweak to it. It's a huge difference.
No, and I'm really glad that I'm not sure if he did the whole soundtrack or not, but I know Uematsu did come back to work on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where he came from in this game specifically, and then like where it's at now. It's a treat.
Especially with the amount of time it's been, how long the songs have just kind of existed and become just like fucking myth and legend, that they were done on like, fucking 32-bit games, synthy sounding, more or less layered songs, and then now it's just this full on. Like every song just sounds like a fucking celebration of its prior version, and it's just so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to hear the rest of it.
No, 100%. That's such an exciting thing for me. But going back to where we even started with this conversation, I just figured we should just jump in and talk about the music since we're doing it. Prelude, it still has the same feeling, the same build that I always loved as a kid. I remember when I was a kid playing that, and I would just let the menu go and just listen to it, because I just loved it's just that arpeggio that's just like do 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 do, but then it fucking builds into like the swell, and you got the pads and stuff building, and that I again, it's nostalgia. I used to sit there as a kid listening to that, and then I did the same thing playing this. I just listened to the whole thing multiple times.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny, like speaking on the nostalgia aspect, because even playing through the whole game, you're constantly bombarded with familiar scenes, and by all rights, it kind of probably shouldn't be for how like bad the game looks at this point. The old one, graphically, not design
on a technical graphical level, I will never say that game looks bad. Yeah. I'm biased though.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to be careful with that, because I love the game.
I'm trying to help you with that, because I don't believe for a second you think those graphics look bad.
No,
but on a technical level, they are lesser than what exists.
Yeah, and I think one of the best examples you run into when you're playing this demo, and we have it playing for reference right now, when you walk up and the camera pans and gives you the cover art.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Wow.
When I was playing, I was my first time through this demo. I really was like, and I originally recorded that footage, but then like I had like Shadow of the Colossus downloading and fucking everything else downloading. Division, Warlords of New York was all downloading, and while I was playing and getting that footage, things kept popping up. I'm like, this game deserves to be seen for its fucking glory. I don't want that shit just popping in. So I re-recorded the whole thing, but there's so many times where I was stopping and looking at fucking everything.
Yeah.
And there's a couple times before even that scene happened where I was like looking up at the reactor and I was just like, whoa, this is fucking so cool to see this in these graphics. And then you walk up and it does that and I was just like, oh shit. Like everything that they recreate that is just like these iconic fucking images from the original are just like, I know in like the last 2 years the mainstream has found out what fan service is and they get pissy about it. Those little tidbits of just fan service of going like, hey dude, this is a remake, we know you're excited, and here's these things that you fucking love about it.
For sure.
Just hit me so hard every time.
You know, and fan service is totally okay as long as it's not all it is. You gotta have substance with style, essentially.
We had, specifically us anime nerds, and I'm not even as much of an anime nerd as I used to be, we had this conversation like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So like that people now, you know, start talking about like Star Wars and shit, like, is there too much fan service? People don't like fan service, and it's like, shut the fuck up. It's all within context.
Yeah, you gotta have both.
There's nothing wrong with it, but if you rely on it, it's
boring.
Yeah, it's uninspired.
Yeah. So that being said, you know, it does have a lot of like fan servicey scenes, but it is also like trying to recapture, and it's definitely intentionally trying to hit that nostalgia on you constantly. But I also can tell Nomura's behind the wheel on this thing too, because there's a lot of like scenes where like they're definitely trying to like everything's like it's trying to be cool all the time. Like you had brought up when the conversation we had earlier, where Barrett's like, "Heh," and stuff like.
It's funny because you look at the original, and there's so much character bursting through the texture reading, but also the animations that back then they put a lot of work into.
And the wingdings swearing.
And fucking, you know, Barrett come walking in, little, you know, pixel looking dude hitting shit, and he'd be like,
"You talking to me?"
Doing this kind of stuff, and you'd have to read the dialogue and shit, and he's just like freaking out, and like you got this idea of his character through all that, and then you're playing this, and it's so weird. If you look at the original and this, they're fucking different planets graphically.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even compared. Even fucking Advent Children, this is fucking so far ahead of it.
Yeah.
Even the 2015 reveal of this game, I think it's 2015, which makes me feel old as fuck. But there's footage from this game from 2015.
When the other company was working on it.
It looks fucking better now than it looked then, of course. But, like, but everything still feels the same.
Yeah.
And they're offering you more in showing you the characters, but I'm not like, oh, this is the new version of Barrett. I'm just like, oh, it's Barrett. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because
it feels like him.
So they fucking like when they're doing this this bombing run essentially, the whole time Barrett's like trying to push buttons on Cloud, trying to get a reading on him. He's like, hey, are you fucking with me? Like, are you gonna double cross me? Or are you with us? And Cloud the whole time's like, I want nothing to do with this. I just want to get my money, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, it's not satisfying to Barrett, so he keeps poking at him.
Yeah.
And there's multiple times where he like shoots up next to him, and he's like, huh, and he like pulls his gun up, and I fucking love that shit. And then Cloud's just not impressed.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, whatever. I want my money. And he's like, God damn it. But then later, he's trying to tell him, he's like, we need to do this. Like, fucking, here's the bomb. And he's like, you know, he's just doing the whole thing like, I'm just here for the job or whatever. He's like, so fucking earn your money.
Yeah.
And he grabs the bomb. And in the background, when he's walking over the bomb, you see Barrett, and he's just sitting there smiling. Like, he got him. And, like, there's all those little characteristics that bring his character to life, which I love. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's just funny, though, because, like, they did recapture that, but then, like, the way the camera always pans on and stuff, that's kind of where I'm going with the whole Nomura thing. Especially, like, the part where Cloud does a couple, you know, flips, essentially, to avoid falling. And then he gets called cool, and you get that moment where the camera's on his face, and he kind of, like, makes a face. I was like, okay, you know. It's cool, don't be wrong, but
It's very stylistic, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, too, that you're also getting... Because back then, like in the original, you had the little characters and, like, whoop, whoop,
right,
jumping
they
around.
float.
Yeah, and, like, seeing it like this, where it looks, like, realistic, while still being very fantasy-looking, but it's definitely really good-looking. After seeing, like, Advent Children, we got, like, a fully realized what Cloud and Sephiroth are capable.
Which honestly still looks good, and this
For sure.
looks better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Advent Children sucks in the way it looks now. I'm just saying I was already impressed with that, and it's been a while since that came out. So now a playable game, not even a fucking cutscene, looks miles ahead of it.
Right.
But my point is like we got our best example of what Cloud and Sephiroth are capable of doing power wise in Advent Children, and the best graphics we could get it.
Right.
And so seeing like a hint of that already in Cloud, like when the bridge collapses and he's like falling and he jumps on the pipe and shit. You get that sense of like, oh, this guy's not just like a dude who can kill people or fucking fight well, or like he's more than just a badass. Like there's something to him.
Yeah.
It feels like when she's like, okay, that was pretty cool, because she can't do that.
Right.
So it's just that style is really, really cool, and even like with someone like Barrett, like the way he moves and stuff like that feels completely different.
Oh yeah.
He's not jumping off shit like that. Even when you're playing as him, he's just like
his dodge, I think, is even lesser. So.
Yeah, he's just lumbering around.
I don't think. Oh, he blocks. He does. He puts his get. Oh, it's the charge move that I'm getting thrown off by. Instead of mode switching, he charges and overshoots. Yeah, and then just overall, like, yeah, you have that style, which is really fun, and it's never like too much where I'm like, okay, this is cheesy. Like I think they really got a good amount there.
I legit think it's perfect.
Still being the original game.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's everything about this has just been such a treat. In fact, the only complaint I think I can even throw out there for the demo is the tooltips are constant.
Yeah.
So that's not even what the game's going to be like, hopefully. So.
Well, it's a necessity though, because not everybody's
is.
coming into this knowing how materia works, how certain terminologies are, and all that stuff. It's all got to be explained to people, regardless of if you haven't passed this game or not, or if you're familiar with action RPG type games,
right.
or blah blah blah. What do you think of the combat system?
I think it's I like it, and I can imagine later it being more involved feeling. I think one thing that I learned specifically from like Final Fantasy 12 and from Final Fantasy 15 is these style of combat systems, when Square uses them, feel a little less interactive early game, but you kind of get it towards the end, because you end up doing a lot of micromanaging later, and you kind of appreciate that you're not having to sit there and do like fighting game combos to fight, So I think it's going to work just fine. Animation wise, it's great. It's responsive. You can do a lot of things on the fly, which I really appreciate seamlessly. There's no weird like pauses. The slow down pause even feels very like good. It doesn't feel jarring. I love being able to just switch a character right in the middle of combat, and just the other person just immediately keeps fighting.
Yep.
That you just
the
left.
AI in combat is not only just capable, it takes care of itself pretty well.
Yeah, and they didn't make them mindless fighters either, because like in the boss fight, there's a weak point at one point in the fight, and I remember switching from Cloud to Barrett, and Cloud immediately ran behind and started hitting the weak point. I was like, that's
even
awesome.
the part where the debris is hitting the ground, you got to block yourself from the laser. The AI will go behind it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty basic, but I'm glad like a lot of games, it probably stand out there while the thing shot at you.
Yeah, well, I'll say the easy way for them to do that would be, well, they just take less damage when you're not controlling them. Yeah. So they can take those hits. So,
yeah. But it kind of ruins... It's just an extra step to make it more immersive, in the sense that like now I don't have to play you to experience a game where you'll actually take because they talk about it too while it's happening. They're like, oh god, we gotta do this, and he's like, yeah, the thing's gonna fucking try and kill us, and like both of them are behind the cover. So it's just a small detail that I'm glad they put in the extra work to tell the AI, get behind the fucking cover too.
100%. No,
they didn't have to do that.
Yeah, and everything about it feels really good. I'm excited to see what it feels like with a third character in there as well.
Yeah.
Especially like strategy wise, because the game is doing something also that I don't really remember feeling from the turn-based one, which is there's reasons to switch characters, like flying enemies. Like Cloud could technically jump up and hit them if they're low enough, but that's definitely better for someone like your Barrett, your Yuffie's, stuff like that, who have ranged attacks, Vincent, etc. yeah, the strategy there, which also makes the combat system a little more fun as well. I also like that you can't just spam spells. You do have to wait for your action points.
Something the guy from Kotaku didn't understand.
Yeah.
Pretty simple stuff.
It allows them to force you to kind of slow down too, so it can make the fights a little harder. I hate wording it that way, but that's pretty much what you're getting out of it. Because otherwise, you could just sit there and drink ethers and spam things.
We talked about this prior, and I agree with what you're saying, but I also feel like it kind of simulates this idea of turn-based combat as well while you're doing an action game. Because in the original one, your people are standing there, and then you tell them to do stuff, and then they go boom, and they hit. And then that's happening. And in this, like you said, you can sit there to spam moves and use the right thing to be able to do that, but it would make combat feel stupid. And and to kind of find that middle ground of pacing in combat that's not just Devil May Cry, I think they want you to fight, strategize, and decide what move you're going to use when, and if that's the right one, or should you be healing or using fire or using braver. And I think they've pretty much nailed it, because it feels good to me. Kind of like what you were saying. You're saying, compared to 15, it could have been perceived as being similar, but it is different. That's something I said too after E3. It was like, that was the first thing I went into it thinking like, I was probably going to play a lot like 15. I had just been playing a lot of 15 prior to that, and I was glad to see that it doesn't feel the same. It feels like its own game, which is very cool.
Which is the third time they've been able to do that too, because even like 12 feels totally different as well. So
yeah, but in 15, a lot of it is just like holding a button down while your character attacks, hitting the dodge button to phase through attacks, and then activating your specials for everybody, almost like macros.
Yeah.
Whereas this, because it's trying to be a hybrid of the original game and an action game, you are actually locking onto people and swinging at them, switching your stance up, or shooting and just mashing that fucking, shoot move. I forget what it's called. But then also stopping the game. I mean, it's technically not pausing, but it might as well be pausing because it's slowed down so much. It's pretty much pause. And going through menus and deciding stuff similar to the original game. So I think they really, if they were going to make an action RPG like they're doing, I think they nailed the best of both worlds with this combat system.
Yeah.
Because the combat is super flashy, no surprise. It's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Super stylized, feels really fucking smooth when you're swinging. Doesn't feel like it's punishing you, except for there's something I noticed with Barrett sometimes. He moves like a tank when you start shooting, so if you lock onto somebody and you're facing this direction and you start shooting, he slowly starts turning. That's probably a balance thing, so he's not just fucking pinpoint shooting everything, but that doesn't feel smooth, but if you know what's going on, you'll know to turn your character first before you shoot. But
I think it also fits into this character anyways, because even earlier I said like his dodge isn't as like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they feel different, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I found myself, even though you can just activate moves for other people, I found myself hopping between characters more often than doing that. Just because I liked playing everybody.
Yeah, I found myself switching as well, depending on the situation. There were also times too where like, if I felt like I didn't want to walk all the way around a monster, I would just switch because the other person was closer to where I wanted to be anyways.
Yeah.
So it works out really well for that. And then, like, we've already said, the character just kind of does its own thing at that point. It also has really interesting... that it took some of the limit breaks and just made them your moves, and then has limit break as well, which I did get to use both, which was really cool. Cross slash, we've seen a million times in the trailers, but it looks very crispy when you get your hands on it. And then can't remember what they call it in this one, but it's essentially Barrett's charge up the ball in front of the gun shot and then release all that energy at once. Also very flashy. It's also very bizarre seeing the boss fight be like a spectacle, because like it was just like this stationary like robot that did everything real slow, and in this like
it's jumping on walls, it's shooting missiles all over the place,
it's
crawling
insanity.
around, it's fucking destroying the ceiling, it's collapsing.
Also, the malfunctioning constantly is a really neat touch.
It's kind of neat because the thing's supposed to be like some badass defense mech, and they talk about it multiple times. So when they're like, "Oh God, isn't gonna die?" He's like, "Well, it's supposed to try and kill us. It's not gonna be easy."
Yeah.
And so when it's malfunctioning, it's almost like you are doing damage to it, but this thing's not gonna die easily. So it's malfunctioning, but it's still trying to get its job done.
Yeah.
In killing you.
Yeah, and you get a second taste of that even like after the fight, which is really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what else can I even bring up? Like,
graphics are amazing.
They're
We've already
amazing.
touched on that a little bit, but every single fucking spot of this demo is not only detailed in texture, but also in design. But it's fucking crispy. It's fucking smooth looking. It's, you know, that's one thing about Final Fantasy 15, and I loved that game. Weird to say that now. You could tell they had issues with all the time they used to develop that game, because the game looks good graphically, but like edges, the aliasing was really jaggy, and I would notice it constantly, and some things would fade in and fade out. And it's been a while since 15 came out, but this game doesn't even fucking, it acts as if that never even happened. This game looks so mastered in how it's developed. Which is awesome, because if there's a game you don't want to fuck up, it's this game.
Yeah.
And so they really fucking get it.
Yeah.
It's easy to say they should get that, and then we see developers that I'm not going to name off just not get basic shit. But you know, me and you have been chronicling the rise of Square Enix from, you know, our disappointment from them years ago, and this is just another example of like them just fucking knocking out of the park with something.
Yeah.
The game just graphically looks awesome, and not only does it look awesome just on a technical level, it's authentic as fuck, to the point where like all these rooms I've never seen in this detail before. I'm looking at them and I know what room they are. And if you look at old pictures of the original game and this game, the rooms look the same.
Oh yeah.
To like to the hallways, to like the colors and lighting and shit, even though they're graphically miles apart, it's crazy to see them like that. So there's an authenticity and detail. Even the outfits, which are more kind of like Advent Children-esque in like their design, they still look like the older ones.
Also, that's definitely Cloud's original outfit. But yeah.
Well, they're a little different. He didn't have like in the drawings he had the turtleneck, but in the game he didn't. But that's probably a polygon thing. Because you could see his neck perfectly. But anyway, his pants still fucking fluff up at the bottom and shit. There's no like, well, it's a modern game, so let's make him look a little more modern. Like that is that world, the style of that world, and everything's just authentic, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like even the particle effects are really crispy. The fucking Mako reactor. All the Mako, just fucking like water in there. Yeah, just everything. The eyes, I love the eyes on all the characters. They look really fucking good. One thing I also like is the lip syncing to the voice acting is accurate, which is nice. And
you can even see it in their cheek muscles.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting.
So, because, you know, a lot of games will have like kind of like in the middle between, you know, if it's a Japanese game, their mouth just kind of moves with, you know, whatever, and the voice acting goes over, or it'll be straight up the Japanese lip syncing, but they'll, you know.
Unfortunately, that's pretty uncommon now, but yeah.
It's pretty uncommon, but if you play like, I don't know. I can't remember.
I've seen it recently too, but yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be.
I'm just glad that they went and did that. They put that work into it, because it like I said, with a game like this, I just appreciate that they fucking care about this game more than just like, we got to make money on this, which they will. But you know, also that reputation, like, don't fuck it up, and they're not. Another thing I want to touch on as well, though, is like. Also animations, man. I fucking love the animations in combat, in movement, just everything. Everything is so good looking. But also voice acting. This is the best voice acting I've heard in a Final Fantasy some of the voice actors are different than Advent Children and prior iterations of characters that have had voices in Final Fantasy games from Final Fantasy VII, like Sephiroth and Cloud and Kingdom Hearts and
I think
shit.
the whole roster is different.
Yeah,
actually.
and they're all better. These
agree.
are professional voice actors, and they all nail it. Barrett is fucking perfect. Cloud doesn't annoy me. He sounds good.
There are some Sephiroth purists out there who are going to think that's a bit of a hot take, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll wait to see him in action to have my opinion on that. But so far, everyone. Oh God, what's the big guy's name? Biggs.
Wedge.
Is he Wedge? Anyway, his voice is campy and cartoony, but it's not bad. And that's really going to matter too, because holy shit, I can already tell when certain characters might meet certain fates.
It's gonna be it's gonna be harder.
It's gonna fucking suck, because I can already tell in this demo that they want you to like these characters.
They gave him way more personality.
Way more, and they already nailed it with the original one.
Also, Jesse being thirsty the whole time is weird.
It's charming. It's a charming factor that I appreciated when I was younger, and I appreciate it still. But oh god, this game's gonna be rough when it comes to certain people departing, because there is a charm to every character, and I've only played this demo. Also, this demo's an hour fucking long. I've played it twice now, this version of it, and each time took me about 55 minutes to an hour.
Well. And it's funny because this is like the beginning mission in the game.
Well, if you want to sell this game to people who might have been skeptical, even though some people still remained kind of disappointed with it, but so far, specifically everyone I know personally fucking loved it. This is how you do it. This isn't like a 10-minute demo. Even the demo I played at E3, like I said, was the beginning of the Mako reactor when you're inside it, going down the ladders. There's also different enemy placements. There were some of the soldier guys and shit you had to fight in there, because you didn't have the prior part, which sucked because that area is cool looking. And then you spot the boss. But yeah, with this demo, they gave us a substantial chunk to not only go, hey, you're probably gonna like this, but it's an investment. It's like you're playing this for an hour, now you're gonna want to continue this. You got the full intro that was done. We'd already have talked about that on the channel before, but it was done fucking amazingly.
Oh yeah.
But now, like, you've played this, you've done the first boss, you've escaped. They give you that taste at the end of the scenes we know if you've played the game, but like, what it's gonna potentially look like in this version,
rendered in this engine and stuff. Yeah.
And after that hour of playing, like, I just wanted more, and that seems to be something that I'm hearing from everybody. Is like they're just not done. So I think it's really cool of Square Enix and smart on their part to drop a demo out of nowhere. Everybody has been speculating for months. Every month they're like, I heard there's a Final Fantasy VII demo coming, and no one was correct about it, aside from that it is coming.
The only thing I heard that had to have been true was that there's a website that can or a group of people, they can they see when things are uploaded to PSN. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean they're going to be released.
Sure.
And this had been put in PlayStation servers, essentially. So
yeah, it's just funny for the amount of time I kept hearing, like, I heard it's coming soon.
Yeah.
I heard it's coming, and I heard that for months, and I'm like, that'd be cool. But, that they did it without any kind of build-up, there's like, oh, here it is. And of course, as soon as that fucking hit the water like sharks, dude, like, I mean, you were posting about it before you could even find it on PSN.
Yeah.
Like, you had to use a link on Twitter and download it.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I checked as soon as you fucking said something.
Yeah.
I heard anybody say shit yet, and then you sent me that link. I fucking clicked it, and I had to download it from my phone onto my PS4 because I went on the store and I was looking for it everywhere. I was like, I can't find it. There's no advertisements, anything like that. So dropping it like that, it just create a frenzy, and then it's a fucking full hour of the game, which this is gonna be a full length game.
Which a lot of people I'm seeing too on like Twitter and on YouTube. I'm seeing have played it 3-4 times at this point too. I've
played it 2.5 times already.
So that's crazy. Yeah, I've played it 1.5 times. So
yeah, but it's easy to return to. It's such a spectacle. It's so satisfying. The only thing that sucks is this isn't carrying forward. But that's fine because when I play the game, I'm gonna want to play from the beginning to the end. But
Now, isn't this around the time the original launch date was supposed to be too? Because I think they pushed back 5 weeks, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So I think I think they released the demo because of the original launch date.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, they had that planned now, but I don't think they had that planned originally.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Because people have been fucking saying that demo's coming forever. Like, I know an insider who said this and that. And then, of course, when this dropped, people were like looking at Naughty Dog going like, where's that demo at? And I'm like, I don't need that demo, dude. That game's going to be good. Just drop. Like, I'm ready for that game to come out. Just like this game. I was like, I'm ready for that game to come out. But at the same time, it's been really exciting, specifically for people who didn't get to play the shorter demo.
There's just a lot of questions that got to be answered for them.
For sure. Well, there's a lot of people who are still kind of like, even talking to me, like, how's the combat? I'm kind of worried about it. I'm like, I like it a lot. I think most people will like it, but I get the people who aren't going to be into it. Specifically, if you love Final Fantasy VII, you love everything about it, and you love the fucking turn-based combat, and this doesn't do it for you, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it completely. And now I don't think this should... I can't see this hindering this is completely playable. I think most people could play this. The combat's not complicated like fucking the Kotaku guy was whining about. But I couldn't get the complaint. So I was like, I wish they kept it traditional. I wish there was like, characters line up and do the thing. But yeah, I digress. I pretty much got my point across with that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to bring it back to the time scope of it too, though, I think it's also reassuring that they said they want to make a full game out of this. We got an hour demo, which is literally just the beginning.
Just the intro, yeah.
The game.
The first boss.
Yeah. Even when you set the bomb, you set your timer. Because originally you were just given a timer. I believe. I could be wrong. I don't remember setting the timer. But anyways, you set the timer, and that's how long you got to get out of the reactor. And you had to race that clock before, though it pauses now when you pause versus in the original it didn't. And then just experiencing all that too, but even that's like 20, 30 minutes, and you can do like 10. But.
Dude, it was fucked up. So the first time playing this demo, I picked 30 because at E3 you had one option, and it was 15 minutes, and it started when the boss fight started.
Oh, that's not fair.
They're trying to get you out. So like I was like, oh shit. So I'm playing this version. And I was like, I'm giving myself 30 minutes. I want to just be able to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Because there I was like, fuck, dude, I got to beat him. I did. I beat him. But it was fucking stressful. I picked the 30 minutes. Timer's not going when I'm fighting the boss. I'm like, oh, nice. Okay. So I just do the boss fight. And then you have to run out of the reactor, which wasn't part of the demo I played originally. And it just had a cutscene. And I got out of there in fucking 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need fucking 30. I don't need 20. And then like I played it again for this footage, and I believe I picked 20. I'm like 100% sure, but we'll see. I picked the 20-minute one because I'm like, I don't even need fucking 10 minutes, dog. So like although this time around I think it took me a little longer because I was less. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I kind of took my time with it just because I assumed they were gonna throw some like, oh, you should. If you run through here, you're going to miss these treasure boxes and stuff. Sure enough, there was new boxes. Yeah. And I was like, God damn it. I knew
new Shinra boxes that have been dropped that you can break apart.
And new enemy types.
Yeah. Which those shock guys are like the worst enemy.
Yeah, they were annoying in the original game too, though. It's just interesting.
Yeah, we were fighting them in real time.
I would say it's just interesting to see when they decided to introduce them and how they are in this game.
Because I saw them and I remember them from the original, but like... I made the mistake the first time. I made the mistake the first time through of running past the first two of them, going up the stairs. Barrett started fighting two of them. I started fighting the two at the top, and then I was like, "Where the fuck's Barrett at?" Because these guys are like jumping around, going crazy. And I go on the stairs, and he comes running up, and the other two come running up. And all of a sudden, I'm fighting like four of them. I was getting smacked around all over the place. I was like, "Holy shit!" So I ended up taking care of the situation, but I was like, "This is fucked up." Second time through, I was like, "I'm gonna fight you guys first." Then I went upstairs, fought the other two. But yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, like you said, after you beat the demo, you get a taste of where it's going to go. And, it's just really... You did pick 20 minutes. I don't know. It's very reassuring. Everything about this demo, like, because I even like, I've been saying this whole time. Oh, it'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be great. But I still had in the back of my head. I'm like, but what if it's not?
Yeah.
They'd really have to screw up the full game, I think, at this point for it to not be a good game. Because like everything I've played, it feels great. It looks great. The small details in the character department and in the music show that they're trying to give you that game plus more. And I think the only thing I would really want to add that we didn't really touch on was there are nice things they did take from Advent Children. One of those being when you're getting those hits of like the amnesia for Cloud, you get kind of that geostigma static.
They even showed that in the original, the intro that we watched showed more before it shows Aerith, and it showed a kid like looking up at the reactor, and it had that like geostigma thing going on where the eyes were like glowing green.
Yeah, I love that they kept that, because that was something I loved about Advent Children was...
Well, it's canon, so...
and it's just interesting because, like, you know, having played the game before, you know Cloud thinks he's Zack right now. And sorry if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII at this point.
I'm trying to avoid people dying, and you're sitting here fucking revealing the big stuff.
And then any moment where, like, when Jesse's asking about your past, and all of a sudden you're like... and you're like,
Seems like anytime anyone asks you anything about anything when it comes to you, like Cloud kind of struggles.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like reserved because that's his character, but also it's because he's not sure.
Yeah.
So there's like layers too. And the thing that's great is like you're seeing that now in his face because they could do that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I really appreciate that, especially as someone who, I'm sure for most people who come from the original game to this one, this is just a nice little flavor for us essentially. So because it's going to make sense to us immediately.
I also love that they didn't abandon style, but also things that were established in Advent Children, because Advent Children's a continuation, which is I need to rewatch that. 3D
Midgard.
Yeah, 100%. Well. That's what I'm saying. So it's taking the story of Seven, it's taking the style, all that stuff of Seven, and it's being completely faithful and authentic to it. But it's also taking the things that they added to the canon in Advent Children and giving you hints of that in this as well. So now it all feels connected and cohesive. 100%. I feel like you could play this and then watch Advent Children, and you're not going to be left anywhere from, confusion after they changed something up from the original to this one. Like, this one's just kind of like building that bridge and making it completely seamless.
Yeah, part of me really wants like them to make sure to include that when they're making these games too. It'd be really neat to play out all that.
That'd be crazy. It'd be crazy to see them do everything that's in the Final Fantasy VII story.
Yeah.
Everything connected to that.
We've lost the prequel already, but it's not like they couldn't go back and do it still.
They can make a DLC.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is the...
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because some of us didn't play the PSP game or even Dirge Cerberus, even though I'm not sure how much that's connected, but...
I think Dirge Cerberus would probably be a lot more better regarded, I guess, if they just made it within this engine.
Yeah. But, anyways, we meant to keep this short and I've been rambling, so...
before we filmed, I'm like, we can talk for like 20 minutes about it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an hour-long episode, and we start talking, I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, there's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah. And I would just implore you, if you have PS4, download the demo, try it. You've got literally nothing to lose but your time. And for a community member, Jeremy, buy a PS4.
Yeah. Anybody else who's been thinking about doing it, now's the time. Overall, though, very, very happy. I've been happy with what I've played with Final Fantasy VII. I'm very happy with everything about it. I love the authenticity. I love the attention to detail. I love the callbacks. I love the music. I love the graphics. I love the gameplay. I like the combat. I can't wait for this game. And so far, this is what I've been hearing from most people, which has been awesome to hear. I mean, you are hearing some people who are upset about it not feeling traditional, but with that, not to say you should negate the old, fans for new fans. but I think a lot of old fans still love this as well. But you are getting people who are not necessarily into Final Fantasy who are going to experience this story and potentially become Final Fantasy fans. I've seen people on Twitter going like, I don't play Final Fantasy very often, or I've never played Final Fantasy before. I just played this and I loved it.
I think the last 3 games are doing that, though.
Sure.
They're really making changes, which some people are going to be resistant to, and it's just going to happen. But
it comes with modernity, dog.
14, 15, and 7 now are all drawing in new Final Fantasy fans. And I think that should be celebrated. So
yeah. Without forgetting, I'm always really stickler though for not forgetting the original fans. Some companies will abandon the original fans, and I fucking hate that shit. So I think Square Enix is very good, specifically lately, and by lately I mean last 5 years, being really good about trying to get new fans. And 15 was literally, you start the game, it's like for old fans and new. Like it was literally part of the fucking game. Like it started
can't
up,
skip it.
and it says that every single time. And I'm like, I get that as a philosophical idea as a developer. That's cool. If I watch a dev video and you guys say that, awesome. But when I start the game every time and it's like saying that for that's advertising at that point. That's branding.
Yeah.
That's if Pepsi's like, this Pepsi's for new fans and old alike. Like cool, dude.
I do feel like that's the philosophy, though, now
Sure.
with 3 projects at this point. So,
It is, but
yeah.
just to have that, I mean, they might as well be wearing shirts to say that too, and fucking
They
selling
might.
stickers and
They
shit.
might.
So I'm just like, I get it, dude, and I'm glad. I like that, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. If you could, because I'm assuming we're wrapping this up, if you could grade this demo and your anticipation, how it's affected you on your hype for this game, what would you grade it? Did they nail it?
Yeah, they nailed it. It's a demo. I'm gonna be a little reserved. So, but I mean a little reserved. I'm gonna give it an A-, though. It is very good. Yeah, it's replayable too, which is being shown. If you go online, people are playing more than once and stuff like that, and you're not really getting anything new out of it the second time other than just absorbing it some more. So
that experience, dude.
yeah. So,
I mean, Final Fantasy in general, but Final Fantasy VII's got a fucking place in a lot of people's hearts, and to just experience it again like this is worth the ride. I've played it a couple times now, and I only appreciate it more each time I play it. And when I play when it comes out, I'm not gonna go, oh man, I already did this. I'm just gonna be just as into it. So
yeah, I will say, on top of my grade, it comforts me in the version I bought, since I went ahead and I spent the money on the big version. So
yeah, I kind of want it, but I opted into the Cyberpunk one. I mean, I guess I could do both, but that's a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, I'm going with an A, strong A. I think they completely nailed it. That's not even just for my own enjoyment though, but just the reaction I'm seeing from most people, the excitement. There's like this community excitement of people who were anticipating this, who are kind of on the fence about it, who weren't really interested in it, and everybody's playing it. I see people on Facebook, which I don't even fucking go on there for gaming shit at all, but people are on there talking about it. People are on Twitter, Reddit, everywhere, just going like, this is awesome, fucking, I can't wait to play this, or I've never even played Final Fantasy and I love this, or like, oh, they fucking nailed it, I'm so happy. And that reaction is just so fucking cool, that positivity. Even some of the people outside of the guy from Kotaku that are just like, I wish it was like the older games, blah blah. I get that, but I'm not seeing a shitload of negativity, which it's fine to be, have criticism, but it's just cool. It's just cool to see this positive reaction to something that I feel like is just, if you're wanting a product that was going to come out and just fucking nail it, I feel like they did it.
oh yeah.
And so, and a lot of people agree. So I feel validated in saying like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm really happy with it. A lot of people are. And that's awesome. So I have to give the demo an A because it's an hour long. It's packed full of all the shit that's going to sell this shit out of this game to you. And it's satisfying and it leaves you wanting more. Get the combat down, all this shit. It's just, it's a perfect example of why we need demos.
Well, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like, it blows my mind to this day that people are so like anti-demo. But
Oh, because they can make you buy something to get access to a beta,
yeah,
which is just a fucking demo most of the time nowadays.
yeah, it sucks because like when you first asked me, my initial reaction is I wanted to scream A+.
Yeah. Oh, I almost did.
But I can't.
Yeah.
I need the whole game before I can have that like level
Well,
of commitment to it.
We'll
Obviously,
be grading the full game,
Yeah.
but yeah, for this demo, my excitement mirrored by everyone else's excitement, and just my satisfaction of like this demo and how much I enjoyed it. I think it's just really hard not to give it an A, just because it's just they nailed it.
Yeah.
Perfect execution, perfect everything. Everything just fucking worked, and they made a game that I'm satisfied with. So, while understanding some people's concerns or criticisms. So,
Right.
as long as they're not like, I don't understand how you want me to heal and attack while using abilities. I don't get it. Well, maybe you're in the wrong. I don't want to be too judgmental on him because then he's gonna hit me up. I'm gonna interview him. So, and then I'm gonna go. He's not such a bad guy. He's just misunderstood. I get the criticisms of him, but come on, guys. Anyway, anything else you want to say on it?
I mean, yeah, but no, we're good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, guys. If you haven't played it, go play it. And stay tuned. I'm going to have the entirety of this, even though I think our conversation probably covered the fucking whole thing. So, but, I'll put it in there so you can watch it without commentary, the whole thing. Maybe you don't have a PS4, you're, lazy, don't want to download the demo, or you don't want to play it, you watch someone else do it, or maybe you're on an Xbox, I don't know. So, yeah, anything else you want to say? All right, well, thanks, guys, for joining us in this conversation. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. I knew it was going to be an easy one to have. We're both super into this. And let us know in the comments, what'd you think of this? What's your favorite parts of it? Are you coming into this as an old fan, a new fan? I don't give a fuck. I never played a Final Fantasy, but now I might be a fan. What do you think about the combat? Did you try the classic mode? Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to this. What would you grade this demo, particularly on how it affected your hype of this game? Did it make it more, less, about the same what you expected? And just freak out. Just tell me everything you're thinking about this fucking demo in the comments below. But that's gonna do it for this tasty bit. Thanks for joining us. Until the next episode, which will be Tasty Cast, unless another demo drops. We gotta talk about that. Until then, have a good week, guys, and take it easy.
down here, Merc.
Halt! Who goes there?
You're up.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy.
Don't think so. Not bad.
Who in the hell? Hands where I can see them.
Have fun.
Freeze! Move and we shoot.
Go ahead. It's over. See ya.
Drop the weapon.
You got this.
Yeah, what he said. You're coming with us.
Can't get surrounded. Nope. See ya. I'm waiting. Try harder. Whatever. Nothing to it.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
Real joy to work with, though.
Real joy to look at, too.
Here we go.
Looks are what people notice first.
Guess I'm not on the same page as people.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
Enough. We're done here.
Or even the same...
Give it a rest.
You'll keep us safe, right, Cloud? Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Wedge. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gill.
Get him, boy!
So long. Not bad.
I found one!
It's over. Burn. That's that. Was never in doubt.
Hey, Cloud! Elevator's over there! Catch up soon!
This way. Huh. Not so fast. We've got company.
Job's a job. It's over. Let's go.
There's one! Get him! Damn it!
That's that. Was never in doubt.
Come on, Cloud!
Pick up the pace!
I'll secure our escape route, okay? You go on and catch up with the others.
Soldiers may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon. Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
I'm watching you.
In 3, 2... Damn, I'm good.
Who's there? Door! Well, wait! It's over!
That's my line.
He's a... Oh! We can take him! Make it rain!
That
We're back!
it? Then let's move.
Biggs knows just what to say.
Cut it out.
I got this place covered.
Simmer down, hotshot.
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Careful in there. Well, what are you waiting for?
Security's only gonna get tighter, so be ready. We can't afford any more mistakes.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button? So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Tifa and I...
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Our lives are on the line now. listening, Merc? One false move, and that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun go to work. These tin cans. You got nothing on me. Now for the real show.
Bring it.
Come on, hit. Suck on this. Suck it. Suck on this. How'd you like that?
Bring it.
See ya! Ain't no thing! Oh yeah, another one in the bag!
Look what we have here.
The laser security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then, make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me. He's a natural. Not too shabby. You're doing good. Okay, let's see what's up next. Come on then. Pretty easy, right? Nice job, Cloud. Like a walk in the park, huh? Not a scratch. Now, on to the objective. Look. They don't call those things sweepers for nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you went forward then first.
Ha! We can take this hunk of junk!
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in, we die.
Is that right?
We need to hit it with magic. That should give us an opening. No escape.
Right! Watch it Hey! You stop moving!
Let's pin it down. Give it all you got.
Gotta love that. Of course. It just had to get back up.
So we knock it down again. No time to complain.
Bang, bang! That thunder I hear? Here it comes! You're up!
Mike. Now's our chance. Go.
Don't need to tell me twice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Try this. It's over. Sorry.
What are you, 20-something?
First.
Huh?
Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
The hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Mm-hmm. Guess that'd make you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom. Let's get down there.
I can practically taste it. Hurry it up. My heart's pounding like a jackhammer.
Scared, huh?
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
Heads up, boys. The end's in sight. I'll leave the rest in your capable hands. Good luck. Not that way. Down the ladder, dummy.
This'll be quick. Deal with that.
About damn time.
Bring it. That it?
Ooh, gotta love how'd you like that? You don't look so good. Take care of those wounds before you bleed out. Get your ass out of here! Suck it! You think if we fell in, we'd sink right down to the bottom? To the planet's core? And don't come back! Yeah, let's do this! Let's do this! All right, let's see if Little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job! What's wrong?
I'm fine. What about the timer?
Your call, Merc. Pretty cocky, ain't you? You double-crossing!
Heads up!
What in the hell? Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option, huh?
Shit!
Should I be worried? All right, watch and learn. Coming at you hard and fast. Hell yeah! You see the damage I did?
Keep it up! Let's go. Come on. I'm waiting. I won't give up. Damn it. Need to heal up soon. Gotta heal up. Okay. Here it comes. Keep it together.
Guess it's my turn. Gotta love it. Could keep going if I heal up. All good. The hell is that?
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Thought you were the expert.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius? Come on.
It's my time to shine.
Or go down in flames.
What? Huh? It didn't work? Fuck on me! If we don't change it up soon, damn it! Gotta do something about that barrier first. Fire in one off! Damn pain in the ass! Kiss my ass! Special delivery!
much of a weapon if it went down easy.
Don't compliment the giant scorpion! Bang, bang! Hell yeah, baby!
Now's our chance. Give it everything you've got.
Here we go! Here it comes! Give them hell!
Hang back. Need to do something.
Starting to think hiring you was a mistake! Enough with all the barriers! Got some fight left in you? Fuck on this! Want some more? I'm counting
Not
on
good.
you!
Patch yourself up. Need a breather.
Yeah, I'll do it! That all you got? Take you all on! We gonna let this thing keep pushing us around? I don't think so! Give them hell!
Fight through it. There! Attack it from the rear.
Aye, soldier boy! Show me what you got!
Steady. You're out of luck. Come on. Focus. Find a way. Now, hit it hard and fast.
Oh, you're in for it now!
Just shoot.
About damn time! Ain't no thing. You think I care about a few cuts and bruises? Well, I don't. Ooh, gotta love it. Yeah. Not good enough. We gonna let this thing keep pushing us around? I don't think so. Fire and one off! Can't you sleep
Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that laser.
Huh? So, what do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
Now, get in there and do some damage! Can keep going if I heal up. Can't hurt. again.
Find cover and hunker down.
Again and again and again. Bringing the heat. It's wide open. Gonna light it up. Bringing the heat. You think I care about a few cuts and bruises? Cause I don't. Don't keep me waiting. Here it comes. Fuck on this. Getting tired of that laser.
Next, don't get tired or complain.
And you getting tired of my complaining, huh? Solid copy. You got this.
Taking over.
Now, get in there and do some damage.
Sorry. Damn it. Need to heal up soon. Let's go. Gotta heal up. Heads up! Tail laser!
I see it.
Then take cover already!
I'm counting on you.
Now, go! Let's finish this.
Oh, hell! What's it doing now?
An auto repair unit. Damn it. We gotta take it out quicker.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Murphy.
Gotta time our attacks just right. Hold out until you spot an opening. Brace yourself.
Gotta love
Now you're in for it. Any last words? There goes another. Now's our chance to do some real damage.
shit, the bomb!
20 minutes until detonation.
You hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've got to move.
Wedge should be covering our way out. Go, go, go!
Give me a break. Enough. See ya. You okay?
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, would you? My hero!
Hey! We'll link up over there! Look after Jesse!
Come this way! This route should lead us straight to Barrett. Probably. I think I see an exit. Come on! Don't look back! Let's go, let's go, let's go! We're running out of time!
Shut up and climb. You're not helping.
Sorry, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Have it your way.
Barrett!
I've got you covered! Find us the way out of here!
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
X, Soldier Boy.
They're here! Take them down!
We don't have time for this shit! The clock's ticking!
Cool it. 5 seconds is all we need. That's that.
You don't look so good.
Won't last
Take care of
long.
those wounds before you bleed out.
Time to burn.
Let's go. The others away. Gotta get the hell out of here, ASAP.
You got that right. Call me
Gotta love it.
Need a light. Try this. Let's do this.
Gotta love Heads up.
No shit. That's that.
Ain't you a feisty one?
Like a rook seeing its first action. All right.
Not good enough.
Time to burn. Was never in doubt.
going down without a fight.
Obviously. No holding back.
Get on your back.
So long. I won't give up. You're mine. Let's finish this.
Gotta love it.
Take the lead.
Need my help, do you? Want some more? Ain't no thing. This is gonna sting! Oh yeah, another one in the bag. Sir. Come on!
Doors open! We don't have a lot of time here. Pick up the pace, people!
Can you walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, that was pretty cool. All right, come on.